Jason Momoa just admitted he broke his biggest promise as a dad, and in the wake of that moment, he and Lisa Bonet crafted a co-parenting playbook of morning rituals, sacred family windows, and a communication code so powerful it's become their secret to thriving after divorce. And the next few minutes, you'll uncover the off-camera ritual that became their emotional lifeline, the scheduling hack that turned vacations into sacred reunions, and the surprising communication code that kept their kids feeling safe. Think you know co-parenting? Think again. Jason's unfiltered playbook will rewrite everything you thought you knew about keeping love alive after divorce. When Jason Momoa first admitted he broke his biggest promise as a father, it wasn't during a red carpet interview or a scripted soundbite. It happened quietly, in a moment between him and Lisa Bonet that no camera captured. According to sources close to the couple, Jason confessed one evening shortly after returning from a grueling location shoot in New Zealand. He'd missed more school plays and bedtime stories than he could count. The ache in his voice was real when he said he'd let his absence become more than a schedule conflict. He'd become unreliable in the moments that mattered most. Lisa, who had grown accustomed to holding down the home front, helping Lola with algebra, guiding Nakoa through weekend soccer matches, listened without accusation. Instead of anger, there was an invitation. Rebuild. They sat at their oak dining table, bathed in the soft glow of a single lamp, and laid out the one rule that would guide them forward. Family comes first. From that point on, every shoot delay, every red-eye flight would be weighed against one question. Does this honor our children? That vow was neither lofty nor vague. It became the foundation of a shared calendar they both accessed. No more surprise pickups or missed holidays. Jason demanded time blocks in his contracts, a guaranteed stretch of days at home following any extended shoot. Lisa agreed to share the family schedule a month ahead, so there were no last-minute scrambles. More than paperwork, it was a mental shift. They moved from fragile promises whispered behind closed doors to clear commitments written in black and white. Commitments the kids could trust. In the weeks that followed, every time Jason picked up his phone, he remembered that promise first. If he felt tempted to squeeze in another work call during the weekend, he'd recall the look on Lola's face the night he missed her play. That reminder kept him grounded, even on the most chaotic production days. And Lisa, safe in the knowledge that his return was non-negotiable, could focus on creating the warm routines that define a childhood. By making accountability part of their co-parenting DNA, they turned a moment of failure into a blueprint for consistency. The broken promise didn't mark an ending. It lit the match that forged their new pact. Before sunrise, while most of Hollywood still slept, Jason would reach for his phone and dial home. At exactly 7 a.m., he and his children shared a ritual that became the emotional lifeline of their co-parenting. On the other end, Lisa made sure the kids were ready. Pajamas swapped for school clothes, faces washed, hair brushed. The screen came to life with sleepy grins and a chorus of, "Good morning, Daddy." Those calls were more than routine. They were a daily assurance that distance couldn't sever. Jason's voice, calm and low, would ask how they slept, what dreams they chased that day, and if there was anything weighing on their hearts. He never steered the conversation toward his own world, no mention of exotic locations or movie sets. Instead, he listened, really listened, to Lola's excitement over a promising science project and Nakoa's plan to master the backhand in tennis. When the moment teetered toward business, he gently redirected, "Tell me something fun." In the evenings, at precisely 8 p.m., the ritual replayed. Once the day's homework was done and the dinner dishes cleared, the kids gathered around a tablet. Jason's face, framed by the soft glow of a reading lamp on set, appeared again. Laughter rippled as he shared a little-known fact about the local wildlife or a funny mishap on set, always ending with the words, "I'm proud of you." Those words became a mantra, a tether between continents and sound stages. Psychologists note that predictable rituals like these create a sense of emotional security in children. For the Momoas, they were nothing short of a lifeline. When breaks in the schedule cropped up, unavoidable reshoots or travel delays, Jason sent a quick text explaining why he'd missed the next check-in, reinforcing that his promise still stood even when life intervened. Meanwhile, Lisa watched the kids' confidence blossom. She saw them walk into school knowing their dad's love, wasn't conditional on geography. Over time, these sunrise to sunset calls became the heartbeat of their family. Even on his busiest days, Jason carved out those 20 minutes at dawn and dusk. It wasn't showy or scripted. It was simply his way of proving that he cared more about being present in spirit than being absent in body. No Hollywood schedule is set in stone, but Jason and Lisa learned to bend it around what truly mattered. After that pivotal confession, Jason's team renegotiated his shooting contracts, carving out what insiders now call sacred windows. For every 30 days he spent away filming blockbusters, he secured 10 consecutive days back home in Los Angeles. Those 10 days were untouchable. No calls, no unexpected shoots, no luxury red carpet events. During those family windows, the rules were simple: devices down, engagement up. Weekends at Universal Studios gave way to cozy pancake mornings in their Topanga kitchen, and spontaneous road trips replaced all-day jungle shoots. The kids came to mark those windows on their fridge calendar with bright markers, circling each day until Dad's return. Anticipation gave way to joy the moment Jason's pickup truck rumbled into the driveway. Warner Brothers insiders confirm crafting a mid-series contract amendment was unprecedented. Studios typically fight to keep every shoot day, one source explained. But when Jason said he needed these windows to honor his family, they realized it was more than a PR move. It was his bottom line. Production schedules shifted, release dates realigned, all to accommodate a family's need for stability. On one memorable fourth family window, they drove to Joshua Tree, where Lisa had set up an impromptu art studio under a driftwood canopy. Jason, still in costume from an earlier scene, helped the kids finger paint, laughter echoing under a sapphire sky. "Those moments remind me why we fight to protect this time," Jason later told a close friend. "It's not about the paycheck or the premiere. It's about being dad." Even in the rare event of an emergency, say, a sudden school play rescheduling, Jason's representatives and Lisa worked in tandem to shuffle everything. The unwavering expectation that he would be there turned what could have been broken promises into acts of solidarity. When a film executive suggested tapping a second unit to cover a pivotal scene, Jason refused, choosing instead to move a key sequence so he could stand in the wings of his daughter's recital. Through these sacred windows, the family rewrote what co-parenting looks like in Tinseltown. They transformed Hollywood's relentless grind into a model of personal priority, proving that even the biggest stars can, and must, make space for what truly grounds them. Every family develops its own language, its own set of unspoken agreements. For Jason and Lisa, their communication code became the secret glue in a world where schedules collide and emotions run high. It wasn't born from therapy jargon or glossy self-help books. Instead, it grew organically from the trust they rebuilt after that night of confessions. At its heart lies a simple rule: before any explanation, there must be acknowledgement. When Lisa shares a frustration, perhaps mentioning that she felt overwhelmed juggling school drop-offs and a gallery opening, Jason's first response is never a justification or a solution. Instead, he begins with, "I hear you." Those two words signal that her feelings are valid, that he's fully present. Only after that moment of recognition does he offer context about a demanding press junket or an unexpected reshoot. Sources describe how this practice transformed their toughest conversations. Rather than spiraling into hurtful rebuttals, arguments would pause at, "I hear you," creating a space for real dialogue. A friend who witnessed one late-night Zoom meeting recalled Lisa visibly softening the moment Jason repeated their code. "It was like watching two people rediscover each other," the friend said. He said the words, and she relaxed enough to hear his side. Their children, too, learned the code almost by osmosis. When Lola sensed tension during a family video call, she would gently prompt, "Daddy, please say, 'I hear you' first." It became a playful but powerful reminder that emotions matter more than logics. Even Nakoa, at 10 years old, embraced it, declaring it his shield against misunderstanding. Teachers noticed a newfound calm in both kids, crediting this ritual for helping them feel safe expressing worries about school or friendships. Jason incorporated the code into his travel routine. Before boarding any flight, he sent a text to Lisa, I hear you. Safe travels to school drop-off. I love you. When his agent relayed that such messages were delaying departure, Jason insisted they remain non-negotiable. He viewed them not as extra tasks but as lifelines, brief signals that distance could never erode. The code even influenced how their extended family interacted. When Lenny Kravitz called to check in, he followed the same script. I hear you. Even if Lisa simply answered, I'm tired, Lenny would pause, letting the words land before asking if she needed anything. Those echoes reinforced the new standard, ensuring everyone who loved them spoke the same language of empathy first. In an industry that often values ego and image over intimacy, this communication code became their quiet rebellion. It reminded them that co-parenting wasn't a series of transactions. It was an ongoing conversation built on respect. For viewers watching from afar, the lesson is clear. No matter how busy life gets, pausing to say, I hear you, can turn potential conflict into connection. No co-parenting plan can succeed in isolation. Recognizing this, Jason and Lisa wove trusted family members into their framework, creating what friends call their backup brigade. At the center of that circle is Lenny Kravitz, Lisa's ex-husband and the father of Zoe. His relationship with both parents has remained remarkably strong. So strong that the children regard him as a co-guardian. On any given weekend, if work or a family retreat pulls Jason away during a sacred window, Lenny steps in to cover morning calls or school pickups. Paparazzi have captured Lenny arriving at the kids' soccer matches, camera in hand, cheering from the sidelines. The shared image of him in a hooded sweatshirt, phone to his ear as he FaceTimes Lisa to update her on every goal scored, signaled to the world that this was not the drama-filled patchwork of most celebrity divorces. It was a coordinated relay of caretaking. Zoe Kravitz, though pursuing her own career, also plays a vital role. While she can't be on set with Jason, she often hosts impromptu sleepovers at her Los Angeles loft when Lisa needs a break or when both parents are traveling. Friends say Zoe uses those gatherings to remind the siblings that their family extends beyond parents. It includes a network of unwavering support. That sense of safety, cultivated by adults who model reliability, has given the children a sense of belonging. Beyond that inner circle, Lisa's closest friends and their longtime nanny also serve as lieutenants in the backup plan. When Jason's extended shoots push into unexpected overtime, the nanny has the green light to invite the kids to a friend's birthday or a local theater workshop, ensuring they never feel abandoned or sidelined. Lisa, in turn, often reciprocates by caring for Lenny's younger relatives, keeping the partnership spirit alive. This extended family approach does more than fill in logistics. It weaves a mesh of emotional support. At a recent birthday picnic, Jason was still on a flight when the kids realized Lisa had slipped on a steep trail. Lenny caught the moment on his phone, coached them through a calm check-in, and reassured Lisa via video that they were safe. It wasn't heroic, it was thoughtful, and it underscored the reality that co-parenting is a community effort. Other celebrities have praised this model behind closed doors. One A-list actor confided at a charity event that he planned to adopt a similar strategy, inviting his own siblings to rotate childcare duties so no child ever feels the brunt of a parent's absence. It's testament to how Jason and Lisa's approach resonates beyond their own family, inspiring a more compassionate blueprint for high-profile parenting. In an industry fixated on headlines, this network of trusted adults operates quietly, off-camera, but with profound impact. It transforms moments of potential loneliness into opportunities for connection, reinforcing the children's sense that no matter where their parents are, they are always surrounded by love. If Hollywood has taught them anything, it's that privacy is the scarcest commodity. So Lisa and Jason created strict media-safe zones to shield their family life from the glare. Instead of constant paparazzi pursuit, they designated a single, controlled annual photo moment, often a summer picnic or winter holiday gathering, where they released a curated family portrait. That image, released via their joint social channels, satisfied public curiosity while signaling, "This is all we share." For every other event, school plays, doctor's appointments, impromptu bike rides, their policy is simple: no comment. When a tabloid snaps a candid shot of Jason buckling Lola into a car seat, His rep issues a polite request to remove the image, citing child privacy laws. In most cases, the photos disappear. That consistent stance, backed by California's strong anti-paparazzi statutes, has deterred freelance photographers from staking out their home. Inside the family, they reinforce these boundaries with every encounter. If Lisa attends a gallery opening, she arrives through a side entrance and leaves by the back door. Jason, when she's presenting a public talk, shares only pre-approved behind-the-scenes snippets. No off-the-cuff interviews. No roadside interviews. Their mutual agreement to limit public visibility on private matters is as critical as any contractual clause. Even their co-parenting details stay off social feeds. While fans might wish for an Instagram story of Jason reading bedtime stories, Lisa politely declines real-time shares, opting instead to post a single family time image at the end of each month. That restraint builds anticipation and reduces the chance of private moments being taken out of context. The media-safe zones extend to the children's school, which has a strict no paparazzi policy. Any photographer attempting to capture pictures on campus is escorted out. The school's administration has hailed this partnership with Lisa and Jason as a model for balancing celebrity and privacy in educational settings. By cordoning off these zones, Jason and Lisa have created breathing space, a place where their co-parenting rituals can unfold without fear of headline hunters. It's not just about controlling images. It's a protective cocoon that allows genuine moments to flourish. Fans may never see every sunrise call or every sacred window, but the strength of those unseen rituals shines through in the family's enduring bond. As the seasons change in Topanga Canyon, Lisa and Jason's co-parenting framework continues to evolve, shaped by each sunrise call, each sacred window, and every heartfelt "I hear you" that passes between them. While no one has a crystal ball, those closest to the couple paint a picture of cautious optimism and grounded growth. In the months ahead, industry insiders expect a series of subtle but telling moves. First, look for Jason's next press cycle, whether it's the rollout for a new film or a speaking engagement, to include moments filmed in Los Angeles rather than on location. Sources suggest he's quietly negotiated 2 additional home windows into his upcoming contracts, signaling that he's not content with the status quo but is actively reinforcing his promise. When the first of these appears on his schedule, perhaps a paparazzi-free set visit with Lopta and Nakoa, it will be more than a headline. It will be proof of intent. Lisa, meanwhile, is said to be planning the second installment of Quiet Mouths, Loud Eyes, this time exploring how natural landscapes can amplify human expression. A small batch of preview images, blurred figures merging with forest trees, has floated through selective art circles, hinting at the theme of interconnectedness. Gallery owners predict a traveling exhibition to follow the initial Silver Lake debut, perhaps landing in Santa Fe or even internationally. If those plans unfold, Lisa's voice will reach new audiences, reinforcing her message of empowerment and showing the world that her creative journey is far from over. At home, the kids are growing into their roles as the family's ambassadors. Lola, now a teenager, has started a modest social media series on boundary setting, short videos in which she shares tips on speaking up for yourself, drawing directly from the communication code her parents created. Though the series stays far from personal details, its warm reception suggests that the next generation of the Bonet Momoa clan is ready to carry forward the legacy of honesty and self-care. Nakoa Wolf, always the more adventurous spirit, has hinted in interviews at his aspirations to create a charity skate park for underprivileged youth. Another sign that the values of community support and emotional safety are taking root. Beyond the immediate family, Zoe Kravitz is reportedly developing a podcast focused on boundaries and belonging, where she plans to bring in Lisa, Jason, and other loved ones to discuss the very rituals we've unpacked tonight. If launched, this project could serve as a living archive of their co-parenting blueprint, allowing listeners everywhere to press play on real-world strategies for everything from scheduling sacred windows to mastering the "I hear you" acknowledgement. Yet even with these exciting prospects, challenges remain. A high-profile divorce never fully recedes from the tabloids, and any slip, an unreturned call, a canceled school event, risks reigniting speculation. That's why the media-safe zones will be tested continually. Should paparazzi catch an unguarded moment, Lisa and Jason will need to rely on their established protocols. A single annual family update, polite no comments, and a united front that redirects attention to the work and values they choose to share. How they navigate that terrain will reveal whether their co-parenting code can withstand not just the unpredictability of life but the relentless appetite of celebrity culture. What remains unmistakable is the energy that pulses behind their intentional choices. Every morning check-in, every sacred 10-day window, and every "I hear you" is a brick in the foundation they're rebuilding. Friends who once doubted whether two globe-trotting stars could ever synchronize their schedules now marvel at the stability Lisa and Jason have achieved. One longtime confidant sums it up simply: they've turned a broken promise into a promise kept over and over. From the quiet confession that cracked open the co-parenting pact to the daily rituals that anchor two children's worlds, Jason Momoa and Lisa Bonet have crafted a partnership that defies the usual Hollywood narrative. Their story isn't about flashy reconciliations or sensational headlines. It's about humble vows spoken at a kitchen table, consistent phone calls spanning time zones, and a communication code that reminds us all, before any explanation comes acknowledgement. What began as a moment of vulnerability has become a living blueprint for families everywhere, showing that even in the glare of celebrity, the simplest acts, listening first, honoring promises, and leaning on a circle of trusted supporters, can foster genuine connection. Whether you're balancing remote work with parenting or simply seeking ways to strengthen your own family bonds, the Momoa Bonet playbook offers lessons in consistency, empathy, and resilience. For more of the latest news, check out this video.